All right, we rolling, y'all. What's up? We on and we live and direct.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Evergreen Pod, Evergreen Podcast. I am DM with my co-host, Doug. What's up, Doug? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm ready.
You good? You thugging, bro?
I ain't thugging, but I'm ready.
We thugging. But I'm ready, though. If I got to, yeah. And the homie Dante, what up, man?
What's going on? How y'all doing tonight?
We on this thing, and we got a special guest tonight, which may end up being a regular. Young
Swag
in this thing. What up, bro? You good?
I'm good, man. What's up, y'all?
Man, we coolin', man. It's the Evergreen Pod. It's episode 2. Episode 1 was pretty good, y'all. How y'all feel about it? Y'all feel, we came in, what I'm saying, did that episode 1, man, and I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, man. I really felt good about it after.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The conversation was flowing. I think we made for this, bro.
I think we can do it.
I think this was a good idea. Well, here we are again, episode 2 of the Evergreen Podcast. The reason we call it Evergreen because things sometimes on the internet are time sensitive, or it's only with the certain times or it's current events. But the evergreen things always stay relevant no matter what time it is, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years from now. The basic content will be relevant. We may talk about things that are current affairs, but the meat or the bottom line of what we get to will always be something that is evergreen and we'll keep on going. So we out here. How y'all feeling today, bro? Y'all good?
We good, man.
We good.
Man, we coolin', man. We coolin'. Episode 2, man. And I don't know, man. There's some stuff going on, bro, in sports right now, man. Golly, man. I know we're gonna keep it evergreen, but I gotta talk about just what's going on in the NBA, man. Like a lot of injuries going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than or to my liking. I don't like that many injuries. I don't think I've seen nothing like this in a few. There's 1 year, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not really sure, where there was a lot of injuries. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, man, I hadn't seen anything like this.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's
and star players.
It's a lot of. I mean, you're not built to run like this. These back-to-back seasons. You're not built to turn around and run like that.
What was it turnaround? What, 2 months?
I believe
a month, 2 months.
Yeah, a month, 2 months, something like that. Now.
Don't make no sense.
It doesn't.
That's crazy.
They're trying to get back to the money. I get it. I understand.
As opposed to what's the normal break? The normal break in the NBA is what, Swag? Like, I mean, it was like, what, 5 months, 6 months?
From like the end of June
to November.
So like what?
November,
October,
yeah.
the preseason, yeah, November. So what you talking? What, 5 months, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5 months versus a month and a half.
Right.
That's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
And then they trying to get players to do the Olympics coming up.
And some of them are committing already. Some are committing.
I saw that.
I saw Tatum committed.
I mean, I can see somebody like Zion or somebody like
Right,
that.
yeah, you young.
You young and you
You're trying to get them
You know,
runs.
like 4
Yeah,
years
trying to
in.
get some runs in.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I know Dame did. Dame committed.
okay, I didn't know.
Dame committed. Tatum committed.
Dame need to worry about finding another team next year.
Another team.
He
Another something.
need to commit to another team.
You need to
trying
commit to the Olympics. So you saying Dame ain't gonna win nothing in Portland, bro?
Absolutely not.
No.
But I mean, he's
Never
Never, ever.
Like, as long as McCollum is your second best player, no.
Never gonna get it.
No.
But they need to do something, bro.
Well, I mean, but things like the Olympics is where they birth these super teams, quote unquote super teams. You know, so
they be networking over there,
exactly
talking to each other, homeboys, getting food together.
The agents are talking to each other, and then the agents introduce the players to each other if they don't already know each other from the circuit.
Hey, I'm gonna use that phrase. This is gonna be my phrase. That's evergreen. Yeah, that's evergreen, bro. Because I ain't never know that, dog. Like that's how it happens, bro.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's how it happened.
That's how it happens. That's pretty smart.
But I mean, you texted something today though. Speaking on the injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were saying about Kawhi Leonard, and you weren't really sure is he hurt, is he not hurt. And so you just brought a point how they network. These boys be networking. Now Kawhi did just enough to show people, man, he can still hoop.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So look, the thing about
everybody was doubting him for a minute.
Yes.
I know I was.
Man,
I was doubting him a little bit.
These players nowadays, they think way beyond what we think about. So they think about their future. So let me go ahead and get the Mavs in a game that we should get closed out. Let me drop 45 to show people I can still hoop.
Right.
Let me go dunk on old boy last night to show people my knee's not really that bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my knee's kind of bad right now. I'm out the rest of the series.
Did y'all see when he left out? I didn't see. I wasn't watching the game. Did y'all?
I stopped watching it.
Okay, yeah, me too. I didn't see when
Yeah,
he
like
left.
it was at the end, and like he was like kind of like on a fast break, and he kind of playing it weird, and he just kind of limped off to the sideline, but he was still able to walk and play a little bit.
Right.
But then after, I was like, yeah, he got to.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. Yeah, the announcer caught me off guard today. I didn't even know anything had happened.
But I think he really hurt though, because like I kept hearing stuff they were saying like between Lou and Kawhi, they kind of had like a mutual agreement. It was like, yo, Kawhi, you saying both of us know, you know what I'm saying, you can really lock up the best player and give us 30.
Right.
But you risking your injury because
But Swag,
I don't know.
this is the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay, I went to LSU. The day I tore my meniscus, I had surgery the next day,
okay.
and I found out I had a torn meniscus. Kawhi Leonard gets paid $30+ million a year, and nobody knows what his injury is.
Well, according to CBS Sports,
Nobody knows what his injury is.
according to CBS Sports, out indefinitely with a reported ACL.
ACL.
They said what though?
Tear.
That's why I come on.
No,
That
it
was
says
in ACL
tear.
today.
It says tear.
Yeesh.
Oh.
But see, let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna speak for myself and say, if anybody knows me,
So you think he faking?
I'm conspiracy brother number one when
No.
it comes down to anything that got
I
money
used to think
involved.
Kawhi was trying to leave, but I don't think he gonna leave.
Listen, anything entertainment that got money involved, I'm conspiracy brother number one. All right, and I just have to be because hey, CPB, CTV, gotta be, bro. Because the first thing for me with Kawhi was Paul George signs an extension and he doesn't. And he's a bare naked, butt naked free agent. Like ain't no bird rights, ain't no player option, nothing. He free as a bird. Like now he free. Like he ain't playing no more, so he done. He a free agent right now.
Right.
Like he could. They wouldn't talk to him right now because it'd be tampering.
Right.
But if he not gonna play no more for the rest of the season, he a free agent right now.
Yeah, that's his leverage though.
That boy. That's what I'm saying. This boy done got a head start on free agency.
Like, we seen it before, like LeBron did that.
Hey, you do what you gotta do. So now
Like when he first went back to Cleveland,
that boy. Look, that
well,
boy.
he didn't sign the extension until they won the championship.
Yep. And then there's leverage.
Yeah.
That boy on the phone with Kyle Lowry right now. Where we going, Kyle? That's what he's saying, bro. Where we going?
Now I do believe that, like if Kyle go to a contender and it looked kind of good for Kawhi to follow, Kawhi follow.
I believe this to be true.
But I don't think he gonna lead though. He got too much power with the Clippers.
I don't know if he got his. Well, I don't care about the power he got because if he ain't got the power to win, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And Kawhi wants to win. I believe he want to win, man. So I don't know, man. We'll see. But I guess the part about the injuries I want to say too is that it's just not feasible. I know they do it for the money, but it's not feasible to treat your body like that.
Well, the thing is that the players argued for, the Players Association argued for a shortened season, and
this is way before pandemic.
this before. Well, no, this was after the bubble.
Right.
They were arguing for the next season to be a shorter season, so
Right.
go 62 games. Now, if you look at it now, you
Which
go
is probably
62
still too
games.
much.
I'm saying if you look at it, if you look at where everything fell, if you go 62 games, LeBron probably don't twist his ankle.
Okay, that's true.
You know, AD probably don't tear up his groin.
Maybe.
Maybe not. But you know,
Shout out to AD.
you know, Donovan Mitchell. You know,
Man, it's tons
all
of
these
injuries, bro.
all these injuries, man. Like Mike Conley Jr. Like all these guys are injured.
Right.
Like these are all perennial all stars.
Right.
But at the same time, the guys that are injured normally are always injured. Besides maybe a few. Besides LeBron, which is a freak accident. It wasn't like a soft tissue injury.
Right.
AD's always hurt. Always. AD get off the bed and sprain the toe.
Oh my God! But am I the only person that every time I watch AD play, I'm nervous?
Yeah.
Every time he jump,
Every
it
time
don't matter,
Every time he fall down, I'm like, get up, man. Come on.
bro. I feel like they gonna say he's broken a clavicle or something like that. Like I'm just nervous every time I see him running fast.
And Kawhi always kind of got nicks and bruises. He's always hurt as well. And so James Harden
James Harden ain't never injured.
Never injured though. Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
so injuries. Okay,
Right.
so I had a good question put the other day, right? And we were texting. So everybody's talking about the super team. They say that Boston, Big Three was a super team. Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett, right? Then they say the next super team was LeBron with. Now we don't talk about all the super teams that was built way back. I think with Oscar Robertson and Bill Russell. I don't know who came. I don't know who.
You got
You
got Magic,
Kareem.
Magic, Kareem.
Yeah,
Will Chamberlain.
Kareem was on 2 super teams. If you
James
really want to
Worthy.
look like it. You know
James
what I'm saying?
Worthy.
Okay, but they wasn't using that phrase.
No, they weren't using the phrase, but that was
Super team.
that-
But those were super duper teams.
that was like 6 Hall of Famers.
But super duper. Then the Boston teams, the Lakers teams, the super duper teams.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so but with current time, so now you got everybody talks about LeBron, Wade, Bosh,
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman.
but they're not gonna call it that. You see what I'm saying? But you got LeBron, Wade, Bosh, right? Then you got the Golden State thing, right? Especially when KD goes there. Now you got the Brooklyn thing, right? And so teams are teaming up. Here was my question: Can you still call a team a super team if they're plagued with injuries? I'm not talking about star power right now. I'm talking about like if okay, so Miami Heat was a super team, right? But the second half of that, like, could you call it a super team dynasty? That might be a better question. Second half of that, D Wade is hurt for most of them, which means he's not 100. So is it still super, or is it like?
Were you asking what the Heat a dynasty?
No. I'm
wasn't no
saying.
dynasty.
Well, that's what I'm asking. But we use super team, right? So if
Super team. Okay.
so, right now, let's use right now for example, right? KD, Harden, Kyrie, super team, right? We all agree, right? Super team. But KD and Harden hurt. Let's say they're hurt, and let's say they don't win nothing this year, right? And let's say next year they play, and one of them gets hurt again, or something like that, right? And they never really go all the way through with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Is it really a super team?
So you saying the longevity of them playing together? Because I mean, they only played 9 or 10 regular season games
Hey,
together.
that's what I'm saying. This year,
But I mean, if they hit the flow together,
it's craziness. I know it's
dub.
wild.
That's a dub. Like,
It's wild.
You ain't doing nothing with that.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's too much.
And they hit the flow together and healthy, right?
So I mean, it's hard to say.
Does it take away from it? I'll say that we already know that it's a super team. I mean, we know that, but does it take away from? Because we're always talking about super teams like they have advantages,
Yeah.
right? And ain't nobody beating, Golden State with KD. Like nobody's beating them. You know what I'm saying? But we saw them at the end suffer with KD go down, Clay go down. You know what I'm saying? Like what? How do we look at that? It's super team, or it's like we know it's. I'm not talking about. It's a super team.
I mean, it was
based
still-
off of just.
They were still 73-9.
Sheesh, you're right. And it's something about Golden State team, which is
7-9
different.
before KD.
Before KD, Yeah, before KD, and another thing about the Golden State team, they were homegrown.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was a.
They homegrown in super team.
I know.
You know what I'm saying, on the slick.
I think people like the super teams, like once they come together, that name is attached to them regardless. So even if somebody gets
Regardless,
hurt,
right.
even if somebody gets injured, or somebody's not playing well, you're still gonna be labeled as a super team. If somebody wins the Heisman Trophy, but they go to the league and are terrible and don't live up to the hype,
still a Heisman
you're
Trophy
still a
winner.
Heisman Trophy winner. So
Yeah.
that attachment is still with the team.
Right.
Yeah,
I feel it.
because I mean, like just take that example. Let's say Reggie Bush. I mean, he was on a team with Lindell White, Matt Leinart, Dwayne Jarrett, Ray Maluga. Like, yo, these are some monsters. That USC team.
Right.
And he might have quote unquote lost the Heisman, but I still remember.
Yeah, he was the Heisman winner.
I still remember staying up to 1 o'clock and watching him run all over Hawaii.
Wasn't nothing like it.
Right.
I'll tell you what,
Wasn't nothing like
Reggie Bush is one of them players I had never seen nothing like it.
Yeah.
Never.
I ain't never seen nothing like it. Until then, I don't think I've seen nothing like it. I've seen some stuff close, but I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
He was literally the Tecmo Bowl of college football.
yeah. He was like the Bo Jackson cheat code, bro.
Right. Straight up.
Yeah.
So what happens? What when he comes to the league? What happens to him?
I mean, he had a target.
So they was on his head. We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
I think
we
he
talked
was
about that
still
when we
really
talked about
good.
last week.
Like he was just like he had a target on him, but like with that target being on him, that actually made the Saints offense
Yeah,
like so great.
Did he win with them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He won
They
the
won a
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Yeah,
They
okay,
won a
yeah,
Super Bowl.
okay. Okay, well, let me leave that man alone then.
Yeah, he got a ring.
So the people want to think about, because what happens is this. But this is what I don't like about the league and NFL. Right? He was the number 2 pick, so now expectations are out the roof. Like you have to make the Pro Bowl every year. You have to be All Pro. And you got to get at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
But
You're playing running back.
in the league, I don't care if NFL
Ooh, I
or,
got a good one.
NBA, it doesn't matter. Reggie Bush, if I'm a defensive coordinator, guess what I had to do? I had to account for him every Sunday.
Yep.
If Reggie Bush was trash and Reggie Bush was a bust, I'm not accounting for him.
the
You got to
game
know
plan.
where he was at. Is he in the slot? Is he in the backfield? Is he
Is he
motion?
wide?
Is he motion? Is he wide out?
Where is
The
this
punt
man?
returner.
Right.
It was
Is he
so much
punt
stuff you had to account for Reggie Bush to do. Then he goes to the Dolphins and rushes for over 1,000 yards.
Yes.
Yeesh.
While dating Kim Kardashian.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That's a feat.
It is.
That is definitely a feat.
is.
Keep your head.
Shout out
together.
Reggie Bush, man.
Shout out to Reggie Bush, man. Shout out to Reggie Bush, man. So you used the word just now. You used the B word just now. You said bust. So when is it okay? Shout out to Kwame, man. He been kicking up a lot of dust.
Shout
lately,
out to
yo.
Kwame.
Yo, I
bro.
love it. I
Kwame,
love
we
it,
don't
man.
want no smoke over here.
Nah, we don't want no smoke. But I want to talk about it because when is it okay to call somebody a bust? Is it ever okay to call somebody a bust? Right? Like how do we feel about that conversation? Right? Like we know if we're gonna play ball, right, or we play ball in school, all of us play some kind of sports in school, in high school, whatever, right? We knew who was trash, right? Like we knew he was trash. There might have been another dude in the class that wasn't as good as him.
Right.
But we knew if you come on this field, boy, you garbage, boy.
Right.
And we would say it if we talking noise, right?
Man, we know who the busts are, man.
Okay, all right. So,
We
but
know
when
who
is
the
it
busts are.
okay? When is because the thing now is it's not okay to call anybody
Like for me,
a bust.
is when it's when that player quits.
When you say quit, define quit. Like stop
Like
working
this 2
out.
years
They
in,
stop,
like this 2 years in, they struggling and they don't want to get out the mud and they just quit.
and they stop getting better.
Johnny Manziel, Bust.
So Johnny's a bust.
he a bust. He a bust, bro. He a bust. He a bust.
Okay, because you said
Because he struggled a little bit and then he just quit.
this is perfect. This is perfect because you said Heisman winner. You said a Heisman Trophy winner. We can go down the list of Heisman winners.
Oh.
Don, right? We can go down the list of Heisman winners that didn't pan out
All right.
in the NFL.
Tim Tebow.
Okay, that's one, and I feel some kind of way about that because I was when Tebow won that playoff game against
Vince
the
Young.
Steelers. You know, I was like, well, yeah, you know, that boy still got a steakhouse up in Austin.
All right.
Go ahead, Doug.
This
I don't know
this,
if he owned it no more, but I know his name on
this,
them.
my, this my
You think
argument.
Vince Young a bust? Oh man,
Look, see,
he made it to the playoffs.
But he didn't pan out. Like
But
he
He made it to the
Listen
playoffs.
But
Tebow
listen-
did too.
But listen, swag. What you
Yep.
I don't think Tebow a bust either.
Okay. No.
Wow.
But I know Johnny Manziel a bust
You know why Tebow?
Johnny
Not,
Manziel
you know
a
why?
bust.
You know why Tebow not a bust? In your eyes?
because he made it to the playoffs.
Nope. I'm explaining to you why he's not a bust. What are we labeling? Are we just saying bust in the league? Now you got to look at the career span of all these athletes from high school, from college to the league.
Okay.
Okay, Tebow, Manziel. I'm just comparing those two right now. Were dogs in high school.
Yeah.
They get to college. Dogs in
Dogs
college,
in
like
college, okay.
legendary icon. You will never forget those players. One of the best two
Like
college quarterbacks
Like if
ever
this was
played.
NCAA football, they would
Right.
have the star on them.
Exactly, and they both and they won the Heisman Trophy. You know how many people win the Heisman Trophy? Not a lot, right?
Not a
So
lot, not a
they're,
lot at
they're
all.
part of a special class.
Right.
Then they make it to the league. They
Wait,
make
who
it,
won? Who won two?
No, I'm gonna.
Ozzy, no, who that was?
Archie
Wait,
Gri-
Tebow
Archie Griffin.
didn't win
Griffin.
two?
No, he didn't.
And Johnny didn't win two. Huh? Johnny should have won two though, huh?
Johnny won as a redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman.
Okay.
And
So-
then I forgot who was after that year
So
after him.
I look at it as the longevity of a person's career because for instance, J.J. Watt is going to be a Hall of Famer,
Absolutely.
absolute monster. In high school, J.J. Watt didn't have any offers,
Sheesh.
none. He
He was a tight end.
He had to walk on.
He was a walk-on
at
as a
Central
tight-
Michigan
as a tight end.
was delivering pizzas.
Right.
Then decides, well, you know what? I just feel good about myself. I'm gonna go to Wisconsin and play defensive end. Now he gets to the league and is a monster. But in high school, quote unquote, everybody say you a trash because you didn't have any offers. So I look at the longevity of a person's career before
you call a bust. Okay.
Look, I played with a guy named Jamarcus Russell.
Okay, I was about to bring him up. This is why I started laughing just now. I had a,
It bust. He quit.
What you say, Don?
No.
You say he quit.
I have 30 million reasons to say he's not a bust.
Right.
Okay, so hold on. All right, there we go.
Let me bring it to my.
Oh, I love it. I love this. We segue right to where I want to go.
So you saying if they quit, right? Right after 1 or 2 years,
hold
right?
on, and by
Like
quit,
when they come into the league,
by quit
Yeah.
you mean
when
not
they come into the league and they hit like a little hiccup,
Right.
And they be like, "Oh man, like I don't know if he gonna make it."
All right, so-
and then they actually like keep falling
Don't make it.
lower and
They
lower
actually
and
don't make
lower,
it.
and they quit.
So if I'm a businessman,
They never bounce back.
If I'm a
any
businessman,
kind of way.
if I'm a businessman, I got a great idea, and I come out the box with a great idea. I'm just saying, this is almost world changing, but I just don't quite got everything I need. But Jeff Bezos won't buy it for $2 billion, and I sell it. I'm a bust.
It's a little different.
Oh,
I get
No. Why is different?
Explain
answer
to
the
me.
question.
Answer
Explain
the
it again. Hold on.
Because why?
If you say it again,
If I got a great idea,
you great idea, but you don't have everything you need to make it pop.
same thing.
You don't have everything you need to make it pop.
Exactly.
That's
So
a
it's
great point.
the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as me at 8 years old telling my mom my dream, like, "Hey, I'm gonna make it to the league, and you ain't gonna have to pay for nothing,
Right.
nothing
And
in
then
your
you-
life."
and then you do
and
that.
I work for 12 more years. I get to 20 years old. I'm the first round draft pick.
Okay, great.
So why is it different that I got paid and then that's it?
This is perfect. You about to say something?
What's
Doug?
different?
No, I'm with Dante. Like I'm on the same
What's the
wavelength.
No, I agree too. I got both ways.
Right.
Right? We'll segue into my next thing. Right? So are we saying what are we judging off of? Are we judging off of because I saw a conversation. They were talking to Ocho Cinco, right? And we kind of talked about this a little bit. And they were, he had a boxing match the other day, and the dude he fought was crazy because the dude he fought was really a bare knuckle fighter. Y'all watch bare knuckle fighting?
Yes.
That's nuts. That's nutser than UFC, bro. They bare knuckle like I'm talking about bare. This is you got to be crazy. You got to be little bit nuts to do bare knuckle fight. But anyway, the dude was a bare knuckle fighter. He boxing wasn't really that good, but Chad said he wanted to make sure he fought somebody. He didn't want to do the celebrity fight or whatever. Long story short, 4th round, dude knocking down the 4th round. I'm talking about got him with a good leg. Boom. You know what I'm saying? He was crawling a little bit. I watched. I was like, man, right? So they asked him, they shot on I Am Athlete podcast. Shout out to them. And they asked him, do you think that these exhibition fights that Floyd is doing with Logan Paul, Floyd did another one across seas with some Asian guy, right? And then like these exhibition fights, he's saying, somebody asked him, do you think it's good for the sport of boxing? And they start using this word, purity. Like, doesn't, and so Channing felt some kind of way because he felt like Floyd and Logan was in there for the money. They wasn't going to try to knock each other out. But he remembered watching Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson wanted to kill people in front of their family. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's talking about the purity of the sport and why you actually watch it. So now we've talked basketball, we've talked football and everything. So now, going from the bus to the purity, y'all ready for it? Are we basing a bus on money? Are we basing it on playing? And is there a differentiation?
I'm basing it on playing solely.
Is it differentiation? Because now, when they say the purity of sport, to me, I started wondering: is there purity in any sport?
No.
Per se, you know what I'm saying? That has anything?
No.
That has any
With
financial
money?
contribution?
No.
Okay, all right. So in that take, we could never call anybody that comes to NFL, NBA, anywhere
Bro,
that
I
level.
base it off of progression.
Okay.
Like you said earlier, if you work hard for 12 years,
Right.
and tell
Right.
your mom, look, I'm gonna pay your house off. You're not gonna have
Right.
to work another day in your life.
Right.
That's progression.
Right.
Like for me, this is me talking.
And that's doing something you said you was going to
Right.
do. Right.
Success to me is for myself going to another level that I wasn't at before.
Okay.
That's for me. I base it off progression. I don't care what for this. All right, this podcast for instance, I don't care if a snaggletooth donkey don't listen to this podcast.
God, snaggletooth ass? God.
Guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna be right back in here next
Doing
week
it, doing it.
our thing.
Right.
Because guess what? 3 weeks ago we didn't have this podcast.
We didn't have it. We're building content. I got
Exactly.
it.
So I feel like it's off of progression.
Okay.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. Ask my mama if I'm a bust.
True that, because she paid off house.
Ask my mama if I'm a bust.
Let's go. I agree, 100%. I told y'all I had two different thoughts about this.
Because what does I mean, no offense, he is great at what he does, but what does Stephen A. Smith opinion matter about my life?
It really don't. Okay, so that's the next thing. If you haven't played right now, we in this room right now. Right now, there's only one person on this podcast that has played any professional sports. It's Doug, right? There's only one person, right? So as far as everything else, we kind of shooting it, and we know what we're talking about, sports and everything, but actually I watched the I watched the Jalen Rose and Skip. You ever seen that?
Yes.
I watched that the other day, bro. That junk. You ever seen this way? He told Skip, did you average 4 points or something? What was it, 4 points, something like that? And Skip got his feelings. But I watched the other day again because people started talking about it again and asked him about it. And I think one of their bigger things was Jalen was saying, he said, man, you can't call nobody to make it to the NFL a bust. He started talking about the numbers, how many people don't make it and different things like that, right? But do you, I want to go back, all right? So when we was in high school or whatever, right, and you knew the dude was a scrub, right? Do NFL players or other NBA players that may be playing at a high level get to call one of their peers a scrub? You get what I'm saying? Because it's different. Mm-hmm. They're different than that's like somebody saying, you know, I'm in the music. I'm music, right? So that's like if I say something, you could tell if somebody trash singing, but it's almost like they can always say like, well, you do it. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. But it's like if you're doing it right. Do they get it right? Because that was the conversation.
They could call somebody sorry.
Okay.
They could say, I'm not going to pass him the ball.
It's different. All right, so scrub and a bust, two different things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I got it. I get it.
I could say.
Because bust is about value.
Yeah, bust is a value. Like when literally when you say somebody went bust, I mean they
lost
broke,
it.
they lost and they lost it all.
I got it.
If I signed that, like Jamarcus got guaranteed $60 million.
Bro, that was crazy. I've never seen that.
That was before the rookie wage scale came.
He the reason for the
that
rookie
changed the
wage
rule.
scale.
I changed the rule.
I think
that boy got a spot in history.
What's his name was the next quarterback? The next year was the last one that got that.
Sam Bradford.
And after that, that's it. That's when they implemented the rookie wage scale.
Did Sam Bradford ever retire?
He just didn't.
I think he's still playing.
Sam Bradford.
He's still on somebody's bench?
I think he
Dante Cochran. Look at this.
Dante Cochran. Come on, man. Look at the work.
I'm pretty sure he out
Dante
there.
Cochran.
But I wanted to throw this into this conversation, so I'm on NCAA's website, looking at the probability of competing from high school to professional sports.
Right.
Talk to him.
All right. NCAA to major. Now this is when if you already made it to the NCAA,
right?
All right,
like you're already on the team,
right? So you already got a scholarship. You're a scholarship.
Yeah, you in there.
All right. So chances in baseball 9.9%. You got to be in the top almost 10% of players in college baseball. Men's basketball 1.2%.
Sheesh.
Of 18,816 players. Football 1.6% of 73,712 players. You telling me you gonna tell anybody? I don't care if you seventh round. You can't call none of them brothers a bust.
And think about this though: 1,700 out of all college football is not a lot of people. But only one.
No, it's not. It's not. People don't understand what all college football means too. People watch the popular games on Saturday and be like, well, it ain't nobody but LSU and Miami and Florida. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, but they got a lot of
Mississippi Valley playing Alabama State too.
Bro.
Hey, and the thing about
straight up.
When y'all said something about like can another player, especially in the league, call somebody trash. You know, being in the locker room, NFL locker room, I've never encountered players saying, man, that dude is trash. You never did that because it is a level of respect.
Wow.
No matter if you're on the practice squad or you're the second string or backup. Now you have disgruntled players who, if they think they should be playing, they're gonna say, "Well, this guy's not
politics."
They're not better than me." But I'm telling you right now, it's a respect level because they know how hard it is to get there. Not only how hard it is to get there, but the ability to stay and maintain is even tougher.
I mean, you could also realize that could be you tomorrow. All it takes is a twisted ankle.
Right. So you're telling me that there's almost there's a camaraderie and a fraternity that when you get there, there's a level of respect for everybody that's there just because you made it there. Like,
I just read the statistics,
bro.
to
Like,
you
made it, bro. Like, so
1.2.
they thinking like that though. Because I'm going from a straight fan observer because we can be insensitive. Talking about certain things sometimes when we talking about it from the sofa. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, like I was talking about, Buttonholes yesterday. Talking about he trash. You know what I'm saying? And the coaching was terrible. Don't get me wrong. So we can see that, but it's like all I heard. You know what's funny, Dante? Dante, I hear you in my ear. I hear Dante in my ear on the regular when I be talking.
What you talking about?
Because I heard Dante like, man, how you gonna call this man trash? This man up here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's a thought. It's a thought. Like where is that line? Can we? Maybe it's the fact that we're just like being degrading when we use certain words. Because we got to say that Buttonholes is not as good a coach as Spoelstra. We can say that. Or give me another coach. I mean, another Spoelstra.
I mean, you can say the same thing about players. Like this player, is not. You can say, well, okay, LeBron.
We be talking about Kuzma.
Like Kuzma. All right, yeah. Kuzma's obviously not a better player than LeBron. We can all agree with that, right?
And we done all called Kuzma trash before.
We have. I have too. But you know what this is doing, though? Honestly, you know what this is doing, though? This is kind of changing my perspective a little bit. But I gotta really think about this now because, hey, Kuz, if you watching this, bro, I ain't gonna say all right, cause we all in this together. We've called you trash, bro. But you're not.
You good,
small
man.
percentage.
You're really good.
That made it. You are really good.
No, you good.
You good. It just.
I mean, you was trash in Game 5 against the Suns.
Man, this is so funny because I know I'm looking at the moment. I'm looking at the moment in Game 5, and I know we all texting. When that boy missed that layup, and Bron just threw his arm down, looked down, we all was like, "Boy, you trash."
but think about it. We've been talking. Is he really trash though? Like, if you really look at the context, like Kuzma is not trash. Like,
right.
Kuzma can go to the gym right now and just run the whole gym.
He run the whole gym.
Yeah, he's not trash, but
right.
it's the level of respect. For instance, like Jared Dudley on that team.
Right.
Do you really think LeBron is calling him trash?
He probably call him washed.
Something like that. But it's a level of respect.
Right, there's a level of respect.
Like this guy is still in the league. Like Vince Carter played 23 years in the league.
Right.
Like Vince Carter was way past his prime.
Right.
But now it's a respect level, like the ability to stay and maintain, and like the statistics to get
it's
there.
Ridiculous.
Like I felt the same way when I didn't get drafted. When like I cried on draft night, literally thought that was the biggest disappointment in my life.
Right.
I was thinking about what outside people would say. Like outside, that's my whole basis was built on. Like, man, like you were this player at LSU, you didn't get drafted. So I was thinking about outside people. Then when I got to the league, I felt my physical with San Diego. They kept me. But then I was on practice squad. I was like, practice squad? Like,
right.
But, what's his name? I forgot his name. But one of the outside linebackers kind of changed my perspective with the San Diego Chargers. He told me this. And he was on practice squad his first year in San Diego. And changed my whole mindset. He said, why you walking around here with your head down? He said, being on practice squad, would you make that type of money right out of college? Whew. I said, absolutely not. He said, well, shut up. And he said, pick your head up. He says, is anybody in this locker room, any coaches or anybody treating you any differently? I said, no. And they didn't.
Oh, wow. That's interesting, too.
Like they don't. Like LT, like Damon Thompson, he'll come sit. We'll be in a cold tub. He'll come talk to you. Antonio Gates, you talking about future Hall of Famers. Because it's a respect level, bro.
Wow.
Like, and so I know we joke around in the text message with Kuzma and all them boys, but it is like you can't at that level. You're not gonna call nobody trash because they're not.
No,
it's about opportunity and the situation.
Right. That's real.
Like we about to enter into 2021 is the Olympics about to start.
Straight up.
And they had this whole thing with DK Metcalf that just went out and tried to run against some professional sprinters. All right. Now he didn't. He comported himself well. He took it seriously. He trained for it, and he ran decent.
Right.
But they had the NCAA championships was just last weekend, and every one of them kids and cats that made the final would have smoked him.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's the NCAA. Now you talking about people that do this for a living. Like this how they eat.
Right.
Like the same way you strap them, go play professionally on something. Like as fans, as quote unquote fans,
And fans show off a fanatic, by the way, too.
We don't really understand what we're looking at most times.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
Like it was a pleasure because it was a different experience, but it made me ask, what in the world was I doing? I have actually gotten to be on the sideline of a college football game.
Wow.
It's a college football game. And I'm seeing these people flying around, and I'm like, yo, what in the world was I thinking about trying to do with my life? You know what I'm saying? I know, much respect to Doug,
Right.
but I'm like, yo, you got to be nuts to go out there.
I think they should put the pads on. Well, somebody that died, but I think some people that be like talking a lot of noise and fans. I think you like, come on, Stephen A. Play 1-on-1. Somebody should challenge him to a celebrity 1-on-1 ball game.
Man, look, I don't know if y'all remember that show used to come on, Pros versus Joes.
I remember
it
that.
was the greatest thing,
Bro.
on planet Earth.
But that second to American Gladiator.
I'm saying, when I say you don't, as good as DK is in his sport, in his lane, right? Yo, you go step over there on that track world, dog. Like, you don't understand the acceleration these cats have.
Right.
You really Usain literally went out and in flip flops and kicked them off and ran barefoot and jogged a 4.29.
Bro, I watched him run the other day, bro.
This is not like he hadn't been training. Like, this is like off season, off Olympic year. Like, you don't understand what you're looking at. Like,
you don't know what you're looking at.
Like, you don't like. We go up right over here to the local track right here, and dog, go run 100 meters. Like, you don't understand how long that is.
I'm straight.
Right.
I'll be passed out, boy.
And they doing it in 9.5
Right.
seconds. Like, yo, that's
Boy,
different.
look at the track. Boy, look at the track at the state meet at LSU. Boy, look at the track, and I said, "What?
Yeah.
How many times you got to go around?" I said, "Oh no, this is a wrap for me."
Like, you
Clock me on the first round.
You don't understand how hard it is to to make a jumper.
So do you think that and I like how Kwame is coming out talking about it. I like how Kwame talking, and I think he's a voice for a lot of people. Even when I start hearing the story, some of his teammates came and did teammates at the where he was at the Wizards. Some of them came out and did a podcast and talked about all the bull that was going on, how much propaganda and how much politics and everything going on. So it was cool, but I think he speaks for a lot of athletes that may not be able to speak for themselves, that don't have a platform or whatever. I think some more going to come out. To be honest, I think Kwame is opening the door for some of them to get on their social media and start saying some things, certain ones. So anyway, how do you think that affects, and I like what you said just now, and when you was talking about draft night and then the dude was taking pick, how do you think that makes a lot of athletes feel mentally? And you know what I'm saying? I know we one of the things on our list to talk about it was like, can they be vulnerable with their feelings about it? You know what I'm saying? And be able to talk about it like that. You know, male athletes per se.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You really just read my mind because I was gonna say what I'm about to say now. You basically asked the question what I was about to say.
Wow.
As far as the mental standpoint, so I'm just gonna speak on me personally. Every athlete, I know we joke about Kyle Kuzma and he's trash and all that stuff. For me personally, when I got to LSU and I actually started playing, I never played for myself. I never was going to say, I'm going to go ahead and ball. I'm going to go ahead and do my thing. I'm going to have these many tackles. I'm blase. I never played for myself. It's so much pressure mentally more than physically. The reason being, okay, so a lot of kids may be the only person in their family to get to that level.
Wow,
so for
true.
me, I had cousins that played college football. I had uncles that played college football. But they didn't play at that level. Nothing to do with me. I'm not saying I'm just this, but
No, but we get it.
at that level, right? So I'm the
Right.
first in my family.
Right.
So now you're on TV every Saturday.
Jeez.
Then I'm from Baton Rouge,
How old are you?
34.
No, I mean, how old are you at the time?
I'm 19.
Wow.
So I'm from Baton Rouge. Went to high school at Parkview Baptist. Everybody from high school watching. On the flip side of this, right? Brandon Taylor said something about this last year about how everybody's watching. You can't play a certain type of way. I can't play a certain way and they have my parents go to work and their coworkers talking about your son is trash.
Oh, wow.
I can't walk in church Sunday morning and say,
And we looking
like Doug, you trash.
I know I wasn't gonna never say it.
I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, bro, you trash, bro.
Hulk, we come out and body slam you doing worship.
And even if some games like I play like that, if I play trash, yes, people are gonna be proud of you, but at the same time, mentally, you want to make everybody around you proud.
Wow.
Like I wasn't doing it for my own self gratification. I wasn't doing it for myself. Like when I want to hit the league, I was doing it to make people proud, bro.
Wow.
I was doing it to make real life proud. I was doing it to make my family proud. I was doing it to make my friends proud. It wasn't about me.
People praying for you and stuff.
Praying for you and stuff, bro.
man.
That's mentally, that's draining and that's tough.
Sheesh.
And when I was done, when I was like really done with football, bro, I remember I was sitting on that staircase in Braden, Florida with the CFL, knee so swollen. I stood on that staircase in that hotel and I cried. Because when I said I'm done, I was done. It was a relief. Because it's a lot that go into it,
And
man.
carrying it for years.
And doing this podcast, I think I'm about to change my mindset. Like, I can joke about it, like, man, you got to play better. But to call somebody trash, I think I'm talking about myself now. Like, man, maybe going over the top. Because is this dude really trash? No.
Right. No.
It's not.
And then I start thinking about different, respected to different careers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we talking a lot of sports here, but different careers from, you know, just, you know, some people are in the education field, some people are in the legal field. You know what I'm saying? Whatever level you on. Some people are in a law enforcement. Some people are in, you know, the entertainment, the arts. You know what I'm saying? Like music. We were talking about music just now. Some people are in religious preachers and churches and different things like that. And a lot of times people cannot take into account what it takes to actually do those things at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And so it's very easy to stand outside and say, like we said, Kyle Kuzma, you trash. But we not in the gym with that boy. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't at he played at in college?
He was
Utah.
No, he didn't go to Utah. He went to
I think he went to JUCO first, then he went to Utah.
He might have been, but it's like wherever it was, like we didn't watch him in college.
Bro, did
y'all watch him in college?
No, he's
play ball?
from Flint, Michigan.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
And if you know anything about Flint, Michigan, Michigan is hard as.
Yeah, I know. I already know. So to speak those things, I think the vulnerability, man, to be able to like talk about what you're talking about right now, and I think some of these athletes, I feel some kind of way when people talk about mental health and therapy, because sometimes it becomes a catchword. Now you lose the power of what it is. But I think a lot of times, a lot of that comes from the fact of so many people from the outside saying so many different things that they have no idea what it's about. And so now these guys, it's hard for them to open up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd first like to commend a young lady, Naomi Osaka,
Absolutely,
who just recently stood up to the entire tennis world.
Absolutely,
And
That's
told
tough.
them, "Yo, I ain't got to deal with y'all."
right.
It's tough, yeah.
Right. It's
You know
cool.
what I'm saying?
I would draw.
Like she stood up saying that, yo, like these press conferences drive me up a
Up the wall, right.
and I do not want to do them.
Right.
Tennis responded and said, "Okay, then you cannot play in any majors."
Right.
She said, "Okay,
right.
I'm good.
Right.
I made $70 million last year.
Right. I'm good. Right.
I'm good," and went home.
Right.
And I commend her for that.
Right.
Like, yo, like, don't nobody come home with you but you.
Right. It's true.
Like, even if you all with a partner, they might, of course they're gonna try their best to, if
help
you're in
you,
a
but
good
it's
relationship,
you.
they're gonna do their best to help you and help you deal with it, the best they can. But it's still you in there.
The,
Do you think like for us, like being fans, do you think we are expecting too much out of athletes? Because like we don't talk about because they're in high pressure situations. So even if a CEO of a company, they're in high pressure situations. So we don't put that same type of pressure on a CEO of a major corporation. But I feel like athletes, we put so much pressure on them. We put so much expectation on them that is unrealistic.
I think I'm gonna speak for myself now. I think coming from a place, and it's not sports athletic, but coming from a place where I've had a lot of high pressure and a lot of expectation. You know, I've shared this before, and I'll share it over and over again. And I think this kind of segue into male athletes, but then just males in general. What I like about, shout out, I've been talking about them guys, but I Am Athlete podcast, they really kind of dig into some of these things. And coming from a place with black men, right? And so coming from a place where you have high pressure situations and people are expecting a lot. You know, I went to a phase where my body started reacting. You know what I'm saying? I started losing hair. I was talking to my barber the other day, shout out to Marcus. And I was talking the other day, and he was like, man, your hair really like shaking back. You know, I had patches in my hair missing. I'll show y'all some pictures, and it'll be crazy. About 4 or 5 years ago, where stress was taking me so much that, you know, alopecia, anybody else dealt with it, like it started hitting in. And I started realizing that one, like Naomi, I had to be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to think for myself right now. So I can't really be bent on how anybody outside of me feels right now. I just can't do it. Like I literally couldn't do it anymore. And it allowed me to start talking about some things. I didn't do the whole thing as going to therapists, different things. And I'm not knocking anybody that does. I didn't do the whole thing, but for me, I would have conversations with different people, and I would say some things that normally some people wouldn't know. Like, man, I was doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this at one time. And this and this and this, I'm in the room with, you know, I'm seeing people, you know, passing away and while I'm in the room with them. And just, it's a whole bunch of different things. And you, whether you know it or not, you got to, like, hold that stuff when you go home. You know, and so being able to say it and put it out there and become realistic with it, sometimes people just don't know what you deal with. And I think not even on a high pressure, I just think in life, people don't know what people go through. And so we have a tendency to speak to things, you know what I'm saying, dogmatically or erratically, or I can keep going with different words and speak to stuff, and we don't really know. We don't give people an opportunity to even express where they're coming from. I had to check myself down because I know I had to check myself because I'm like, man, you know, what if one day, man, like, you know, I come across KD and I'm in a room with him, you know what I'm saying, and I'm in a room with him on another capacity. Like maybe we just talking, or maybe it's something where he got to come to me. Well, I got to deal with all this stuff I've been saying, you know what I'm saying, talking about all these different things, and I had to start shaking myself. Like if we're dealing with next level people, whatever you want to call it, y'all know I'm not trying to, but now you got to shake yourself. And like you said, I got a different perspective. Like, can I call this man trash? Now we athletes, we like hoops, we like sports. So, you know, in talking, when we shooting with each other, we're going to say different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Especially if something happens. Like, y'all know we watched the Buck game last night. You're like, bro, why are you turning around jumper on hard and you got one leg right now? Like, what are you doing, right? So we can call that stuff out, but you still have to do it in a way that's respectful and not, I think this is the problem. I think we begin to attack their character and their identity and their person.
And that's the thing.
If you didn't play good, you could play trash.
Yeah.
But let me say that you played trash, but to call you trash is another ball game.
That's a whole nother.
I didn't cross a layer that I ain't supposed to cross.
That's the type of behavior that made these fans, like in New York, think that they couldn't just spit on Trae Young or dump popcorn on Russell Westbrook.
And then somebody else too.
You know,
it was like 4 or 5 things that happened.
Back a couple years ago, you know, called Marcus Smart out his name when he was in college. Right. Like these are the time, and God help you if you ever go into some of these message boards about college athletes. I don't know why you would ever do that to yourself, but don't. But that's the seed that begins the type of tree that
it's the mob,
people think they can do that type of stuff and be okay. And like, yo, like you don't understand if Russell Westbrook is in them stands with you, you ain't doing that.
We remember Steven Jackson and
that's what I'm saying. The Malice in the Palace,
and Artest and Jermaine O'Neal.
Like, yo, sometimes
I love that. When that happened, I absolutely loved it.
Absolutely,
I don't care what nobody said about the game and integrity of the sport. I don't care about none of that. After that, everybody that was in the stands thought twice before they did anything they were doing for years. They still do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there's a level of that. To me, I just think that the person needs to be able to be vulnerable with people that they can be vulnerable with. Say the things and be honest about the things that need to be honest about to whoever they can, and just be able to flow through it without anything. You know what I'm saying? Without even being affected so much by these people that don't know how they live and how things go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of it does come along with the territory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of it does. It's just, I mean, that's what. I mean, you're making $1 million because of all these people.
Well,
crazy.
see, and I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because, like, yo, the paycheck does not mean I got to put up with your BS.
Exactly.
Like, yo, like, no, I get paid because I am this good at what I do.
Right.
If you were as good at what I do as you are
You be
at
doing
doing your job, no, I'm not saying that you have to step out here on the basketball court. I'm saying if you're an engineer, right, then be just as good as KD is on the basketball court. Like I just read, again, point back at them statistics I read. Like, yo, I am the top 1% of the top 1% in this league.
Right.
Now, if you the top 1% of the top 1% engineer in this world, then you get paid.
You
like
already
the top
know what time
1%.
it is.
So then you would understand where I'm at.
Yep.
If you don't, then you just gonna talk out your head.
You're gonna talk out your head. I think Doug too. Both of y'all. I think that dealing with these young athletes that are coming up, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all do, but because that's the type of guys that y'all are. Y'all built like that. That's the cloth y'all cut from. But even so much, a bigger stressing on, I don't want to say again mental health because it's a catchword, but letting them know that it does not matter what the outside people think.
Nope.
Because that's just how it goes sometimes. And you got to know your line. Oh, girl knows her line. Now, is she gonna play again? Of course she's gonna play again.
Absolutely.
And I think that she's gonna start owning these reporters in these press conferences. I thought she was doing okay with it, but you don't know how people deal with it when they deal with it internally. I think she's gonna come back and probably own them next time because she's prepared to do whatever she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to have stage fright, man. Like that junk ain't no joke, man.
Yeah.
It don't never leave.
Right.
Yeah.
Whenever you got to get up, Doug, every time you get up talking in front of somebody, it never leaves, bro. I had to sing yesterday, and it was like, you know what I'm saying? No matter how many times you do it, it's like,
Right.
but knowing that, and teaching them to know their line. We were talking about them know your line. Know that you're not a machine. You're not invincible. So know your line and know when it's time to say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and chill. I'll take this fine for not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
We talk about Kyrie a lot.
Yeah.
But Kyrie did it.
Yeah.
He did it this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And mind you, we talked about Kyrie a lot.
I mean, he makes a and look. Man, niggas say what they want. He makes the league fun
does. Yep.
because everybody else do what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And
for the most part.
You know, we love that. I love that going against the grain.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but and most people would say that, and most people, if you got them in a private moment, would say, yeah, we love people that because for the most part, like even the people that criticize him, like, yo, Stephen A, you went against the grain, bro.
Right, you sure did, and that's how you got with your.
That's why you getting paid
This
like
is-
you
this
getting
is
paid,
the truth.
And we
right?
can, and we can
And so
argue,
how you gonna criticize this man for doing the same thing you did?
This is the
and
truth.
we can argue. You know, we talked about Kyrie, but we can argue this is probably his best year that he's had.
No, y'all saw them
It
numbers.
is his best year he's had.
It's ridiculous.
With him
We're
taking
looking
time
at prime
off.
Kyrie right now.
Yeah, right. This is the truth. This is the truth, and I think it's just perspective. I think it's perspective.
And like you said, with like either young athletes like this is what you do. It's not who you are.
Come on, Don.
All right? This is what you do, and you're damn good at it.
This is what you do, and this is not who you
Now,
are.
granted, you got to be tough minded to get to certain levels in there, but know when you can be vulnerable, know who you could talk to, and talk to them.
And I think it's helpful.
And like that's how Kyrie is. And Kyrie know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He knows it about himself, right?
And I think more athletes are beginning to know that, or trying to get there.
Yeah.
And so you see it more
Right.
like
Kevin Love,
even
DeMar
with like guys,
DeRozan.
like guys like that.
Yep.
Or even these guys they leveraging like they big contracts to KD got the media.
Yep.
So LeBron got the media company.
Yep.
Like they learning like, okay,
Yep.
yeah, I got a nice 12 years of this.
Right. The best.
It's gonna be over.
The best. I think we talked about this last time, but the best mental health therapy I saw from a player was when LeBron was like, you know what? Y'all gonna get up and go to your regular jobs tomorrow. I watched that again the other day, man, and I'm going back to my life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have the same problems y'all had. You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
And I think that this is have that mentality. Even you talking about practice squad.
Right.
Even sometimes you can get lost in perspective.
Yeah.
That's why you got to keep your feet on the ground. Remember where you came from, and understand, and then take perspective. And then here's the biggest word: it's gratitude.
Absolutely. You could keep your head in the sky, keep your feet on the ground though.
Yep.
So you actually gonna pay me to go out here and just run for an hour and a half
And practice.
and I'm gonna go home and just chill?
Yeah, right.
You're gonna pay me in the summertime to lift weights?
Sheesh.
We got paid in the summer. Like we got like
Hit your
I think
practice.
$600 a week in the summertime just to lift weights,
All right.
just to get big. Perspective, man.
Bro, perspective, bro. That's been dope, y'all. Been dope conversation, man. Episode 2, we got episode 2 down,
That's
bro.
episode 2.
Episode 2 and Evergreen Pod, man. This is fire, bro.
It's dope.
We're gonna keep it going. Y'all make sure y'all follow, like, subscribe, or not. It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. But share with somebody. Check us out on YouTube. All that good stuff. This is the Evergreen Pod. Y'all good, fellas? Did we touch everything we need to get on, bro? I think we good.
Absolutely.
They say
Right.
Kuzma's still trash.
Not swear. You
Oh man.
No, honestly though,
man.
honestly, if young athletes are watching this, learn from Kyrie, man, take you a break. Because you got all these camps that you're going to this summer, these elite camps, Roberts camps.
Yeah.
Man, take you a break. Go on
Don't get
vacation
me
or
started.
something.
I told.
Don't get me started.
Look, Dante, you gonna hate what I'm about to say, bro, because you working with him a little bit. My nephew, Jay was we was at the house, and I think we was there for somebody's birthday or something. I know we're celebrating Father's Day early because some of them gonna be out of town or whatever, so we did it early, and so he was like pushing away he was pushing away. We had like some little vegan sweets or whatever. He was pushing away to my man. I got to run and I got to do it. I said, when your next meet is? He said, whatever. I said, if you don't win nothing, we're gonna get some sweets. What's the point? Seriously. What's the point of passing up?
See, and that's what I got to deal
This
with.
is what I'm saying. But listen, I'm saying that to say, you say take a break. Sometimes you can go through all that stuff like that, and you still not. It doesn't make a difference between if you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying?
It don't work ethic is not fair.
Right.
You saw that clip the other day with their coach about winning. Like, you can work as hard as you want to, but a guy who doesn't work hard, he made this win that day.
Wow.
It's not fair.
It's not fair, bro.
So, man, chill out, man.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah. Well, it's been episode 2, y'all. It's been good. We'll see y'all next round. We'll come around with episode 3, and we're gonna bust y'all head with some more Evergreen Pod-ish, and then we keep it going.
Yes, sir.
There it is.